Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you my WWE documentary collections. You might hear my dog in the background. There's other people in the house. So anywho, we starting off with, we have the history of WWE DVD. Of course, this is WWE's telling of the history of WWE, so they don't cover the Chris Benoit stuff, and I feel like the Chris Benoit stuff was like a big part of WWE history, but WWE likes to pretend that didn't happen. We have the history of the WWE Championship. I don't have any other history of titles. I always wanted to get them, but I don't know, they just like weren't really, I just never got around to getting that. We have the WWE Superstar Collection DVD, Sheamus. I believe I picked up this DVD. It was being sold in FYE. There were other DVDs like this, like the Zack Ryder DVD, which regrettably I didn't get. I was going to get all of them at some point, but I just like never got around to doing that. So I only have the Sheamus DVD, which the Superstar Collection DVD series was pretty cool because a lot of wrestlers like Daniel Bryan got like their first DVDs at the time. Zack Ryder had a DVD that came out. I think Santino might have had a DVD that came out too. I'm not sure on that. Next we have the AJ Styles collection. I only have one of these two. The whole bunch came out. I only got the AJ Styles one though. Kind of missed it when it came out. And yes, this is a TNA DVD, but I try to keep like my Superstar match collections with like the wrestlers. I don't like to pretend that the other wrestling companies don't exist, you know. So I like to keep them together. So we have the AJ Styles Most Phenomenal Matches DVD. We have the Batista I Walk Alone DVD. In my opinion, Batista is like a very underrated wrestler. I was one of the few that actually kind of liked it when he came back in 2014. I didn't see the problem with him winning the Royal Rumble. Looking back now, I kind of do, but at the time I didn't. I also think Batista, John Cena, and The Rock, he's also one of the best like actors because he actually like he goes for movie roles that he can actually act. Like he actually like wants to learn how to act. John Cena and The Rock, I feel like they go for like the big blockbuster movies, and Batista he doesn't use his like WWE fame to get a movie role. He will just get any role. I thought he was pretty good in Dune. He's in a lot of movies. He's in Dune. He's in Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm trying to think what other movies did he do. He was in Stuber. I believe I pronounced it right. Stuber. Okay, so I have to like cut the video off for a second. Now I'm back. So I believe I was saying that he was like in the movie Stuber, and yeah, he's a good actor. So we'll move on to the more. So we have The Big Show, A Giant's World. Good. This is a short documentary, but it's pretty good. Big Show in 2011. I mean, it's not pretty good. I mean, it's too short. It skips part of his like career. So, but Big Show getting a documentary was like, I don't know. I think it would have been better if they made it like a 3-hour documentary. I think they were like thinking about like pushing him in 2011, but they just like never really did. I don't know. This is like a remaster, like re-release of a DVD that came out in 2003. When Brock Lesnar made his return in 2012, they decided to re-release it. We have the Brock Lesnar Collector's Edition. Here Comes the Pain. I remember that this came out in Kmart. I remember I got it like a day early because the person that worked at Kmart actually decided. I believe I asked like a person at Kmart, are they gonna like, do they have the DVD? And they said they do. They decided to let me buy it a day early. I believe I did that with another DVD too, where sometimes the Kmart person, the guy that was like in charge of the electronics section of the Kmart that I worked at, not worked at, the Kmart that I didn't work there. I'm just messing up my lines. The Kmart that was local to my area, the guy that worked the electronics was like very cool. You ask him if they have it, and he would give it to you like a day early before it got like officially released back in the day. There was another DVD that I did that for too. I just don't remember what DVD it was. It might have been The Rocks or The Attitude Era. I believe there was another DVD where the Kmart guy let me get a day early. Brock Lesnar, Eat, Seek, Conquer, and Repeat. This is more of his more recent matches after his return. The cover of this is pretty good. I don't know if I'm really a big Brock Lesnar fan. I mean, he's kind of cool, but sometimes, I mean, he's a once in a generation athlete. Like, there's not many pro wrestlers that went from pro wrestling to WWE, that went from pro wrestling to like UFC and became a champion, but I don't really understand. I don't know. I feel like sometimes people give him opportunities a little bit more, like Vince gives him opportunities more. As of this filming, I'm not really sure what's going on with like the scandal. I know he was like named part of it, but I'm not sure if he's coming back or not. I'm currently filming this in the month of February. By the time you guys see this, things could change. It could be like April. You never know. It could be March or April by the time you guys see this. You have the Chris Jericho. This is like the only documentary they got. But it's pretty cool. I like Chris Jericho. I like listening to his podcasts. His podcast is pretty cool. He gets like a lot of like the first interviews when wrestlers leave like WWE to go to AEW. The Jon Moxley podcast is pretty cool. We have The Road is Jericho. Blu-ray. We have one of the best documentaries, in my opinion. Well, there's other documentary, but like the WWE's release, and that's the CM Punk Best in the World documentary. I really love this documentary. I like how they make it look like it's like a movie. It's pretty cool. We have the Daniel Bryan Just Say Yes. Documentary's pretty short, but pretty cool that you got a DVD. Okay. I'm just gonna show this part because I don't know if I show more of the front, will I get flagged for it? I guess I'll show it briefly. Okay, there we go. I've seen other YouTubers show this cover and they don't get in trouble, so, but I don't want to risk getting in trouble anyway, so this is the first D-Generation X DVD. So there's that. We have the new improved DX DVD. What I like about these DVDs is that it kind of gives you like the complete storyline, so it's like you're following them around like week to week. Pretty cool. You have the DX One Last Stand DVD. Not as good as that one. I feel like this had more newer moments. We have the only Eddie Guerrero DVD in my collection. Viva La Raza, The Legacy of Eddie Guerrero. He's had other DVDs. I don't have the Chris Benoit DVD either. I've always wanted to get that. I had the chance to get it a few years ago, but I never got it. We have Edge, A Decade of Decadence. I believe a friend of mine, that I had at the time, mentioned this DVD and I decided to get it. I didn't like Edge when he was a bad guy, but when he turned face, I got like started buying it. I wonder if like, hang on, we're back. Gotta do something. Just gotta fix something on my TV real quick. Okay, there we go. Anywho, what was I saying? So, I wonder if when a wrestler's like heel, does it like impact their like merchandise? I don't know. Starting to get pretty worn out. I'm filming all these like videos all in one day. So, the Story of Edge, pretty good documentary. We have The Heart and Soul, that Hart Family Anthology. Interesting, I don't think this is on like the WWE Network. I don't know if it's going to be on the WWE Vault YouTube channel. But basically when Bret Hart made his return, they decided to do this. I don't think this is the best Bret Hart documentary out there. I think there's other documentaries about him. He's one of those guys that like I didn't really know a lot about until like recently. I think like every year, for the last few years, every year I've been like trying to learn about at least like one legend, and this year was kind of like Bret Hart. Last year I believe was like Mick Foley. The year before that was like Jake the Snake. So every year I dedicate a week or two to learning about one of the legends. With Twist of Fate, the Matt and Jeff Hardy story. Matt and Jeff Hardy DVDs are like really cool. Okay, so we have the Ultimate Hardys. So the matches are like, there's not really a lot of matches on this. I don't know if any of you like know about Pro Wrestling Torch. Basically, Wade Keller interviews them, and I believe this was like around the time 2005. Matt Hardy was like temporarily fired from WWE, and Jeff Hardy was in TNA during his first run. So yeah, it's a long 3-hour interview. Jeff Hardy, My Life, My Rules DVD. Pretty good DVD. And then we have The Best of Jeff Hardy. For some reason, I have 2 copies of this DVD. I don't know why I have 2 copies, but I just do. I might have doubles, especially when it comes to my TNA DVD collection. I believe I do have doubles. That's okay. It's always nice to have doubles, just in case something happens to one. We have The Best of Jeff Hardy Volume 2, of course. This isn't as good as his WWE documentaries. Of course, at the time, Jeff Hardy was having issues, so with like problems. We have Jeff Hardy, Human Anomaly, which basically came out a few years ago, and that's pretty much my Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy collection. I know that I'm missing a few of their DVDs, but I've pretty much seen a lot of like their stuff. Next up, we have the My Life, John Cena, which, as of this filming, this is John Cena's retirement year. I think John Cena is a little bit long overdue. I think he needs like another in-depth documentary. Like, I think they should wait until he finishes his career, though. Wait until the year's done. But they should give him like a last ride, first dance style of like documentary. I think that'd be pretty cool. Do more in-depth documentary on John Cena. He definitely, I think that would be pretty cool to see this year. We have and I believe this is not on WWE Network, but this is like one of the coolest DVDs. Like all the special features. There's like music videos. It has like his 5 Questions Internet show. It's pretty cool. A lot of special features. I wish other wrestlers would have gotten DVD treatment, same way John Cena does. John Cena is like the most. John Cena is like. I don't know how to describe John Cena. He's kind of like the biggest star in WWE. Among kids, I think. I will say I think there are better wrestlers than John Cena. But he's cool. John Cena Experience DVD. I do have a complaint about John Cena though. There was one time where I went to a wrestling event and he didn't like interact at all with like any of the fans. All the other wrestlers that showed up to that event interacted like outside of the arena. You could like get their autographs. John Cena didn't really interact very much with the fans that much when I went, so I think John Cena, I think John Cena is one of those guys that I bet there's like a dark side to him that we don't see off camera. With John Cena's Greatest Rivalries DVD. Pretty cool, I guess. And that's all my John Cena DVDs. I believe he had one more DVD. I'm missing a few of his DVDs. So yeah. We have the Kurt Angle, the Essential Collection. Pretty much covers his WWE run. When he came back in 2017, they released that. We have the Kurt Angle Champion TNA DVD. Again, I try to keep my collections together. The documentary is pretty okay, but I believe at the time Kurt Angle was having issues, and you don't really see that in TNA documentaries either. We have Randy Orton, The Evolution of a Predator. In my opinion, this is like the best documentary. Not the best, but like, I remember when it came out, it had a lot of hype. Now, there is like A&E, the Legends documentaries. I've seen some of those documentaries, but I think WWE's versions of their documentaries is a lot better. They have a lot more detail. We have another Randy Orton DVD. We have the Rey Mysterio DVD. Rey Mysterio is a pretty cool wrestler. I've always wanted to get more. He's had a couple more DVDs that I've always wanted to get, but I never got around to it. We have The Rock. This is the documentary. He has another DVD that I've always wanted to get to. We have The Rock versus Cena. Once in a Lifetime. I was like in high school when this happened. Everybody was talking about this. Like, is it going to be Team Rock or Team Cena? I think that's pretty cool how they announced it like a year in advance. I would love to see WWE like do something kind of like that. Like, again. And something that really stuck out to my mind is this is one of the first feuds that really capitalized on like using social media to hype it up. Now today, I think a lot of the storylines use social media, and now it's kind of like stale. You're kind of like desensitized to it today. We have Shawn Michaels' Boyhood Dream. We have Shawn Michaels from the Vault. Interesting. If I can like show you this. I am missing the disc. I don't know what happened to it. There was a time where I used to not clean my room. I mentioned this in previous videos. All my DVDs, I used to just like pull them out and put them on the floor. Or put them around. So my room used to be more messy. And I think somehow the DVD went missing. And for some reason when I cleaned up my room, I couldn't find it. So maybe it's somewhere in my room, but I don't really know where. I've searched, I checked underneath the bed. Maybe there's a possibility that it got trapped in one of my older DVD players, and I don't know what happened to it, so there's that. we have the Shawn Michaels story. Pretty cool documentary. Okay, I'm back. So I don't know if I should like reveal this or not. Basically, my bedroom is like right next to the bathroom. So every time that like somebody else that lives in this house comes down the hallway and goes to the bathroom, I have to always like cut off the video because it's kind of weird that I'm like in my room talking by myself. And also, when people go to the bathroom in this house, they can be kind of loud, and we don't need to get that on on tape. I don't know if I should have like revealed that, put that on the internet or not, but yeah, that's basically why sometimes I might cut off in the middle when I'm like talking sometimes, and I'll just like add it back. I don't know what I'm saying. Anywho, so we have Shawn Michaels, the My Journey DVD. They released this before he retired. We have the Shawn Michaels Mr. WrestleMania DVD. Pretty cool, but the only problem is that they didn't put his WrestleMania 20 match on here because Chris Benoit. It was Shawn Michaels versus Chris Benoit, Triple H. They didn't put that on this DVD. It's all his WrestleMania matches except that one because WWE doesn't acknowledge that Chris Benoit exists. We have the WWE Destruction of the Shield DVD. We have WWE The Shield Justice for All. I think someday we'll see Dean Ambrose or Jon Moxley return to WWE. Right now, he's kind of doing super good in AEW. Even though it's kind of controversial, but I feel like he's doing good outside the WWE. Of course, if he comes back, I feel like they have to acknowledge that he's Jon Moxley. I don't want to see Dean Ambrose in WWE. I want to see Jon Moxley in WWE. With the Stone Cold Steve Austin. Bottom line, of the most popular wrestler of all time. Pretty good documentary. Again, this documentary is like better than the AE version. I think WWE documentaries are better because they're more in depth. I don't really like the A&E Legends show. It's not as good as WWE's original documentaries. We have Triple H, the King of Kings. We have Triple H, The Kingdom Come. This is a good documentary. He just got like inducted into the Hall of Fame by the time you were watching this video. Triple H is a pretty good wrestler. I think I gave you my opinion though. Well, I believe last week I talked a little bit more about what I think about Triple H and stuff. So like, you can go check out last week's video. It's the best of WWE DVD collections. But I've pretty much given you some of my thoughts on Triple H, so you can check that out in other videos that I made. We have The Undertaker, He Buries Them Alive DVD. We have The Undertaker's Deadliest Matches DVD. I will admit, I don't have like the best Undertaker DVDs. I believe he's released quite a few DVDs, and I believe I'm missing some of his best DVDs. Maybe someday I'll get them. We have The Twisted and Disturbed Life of Kane. Now, don't want to make this a political channel. I don't agree with his politics, but as a wrestler, I think he's underrated. As like, I feel like he could have gotten more. I think it's kind of like, I think he could have gotten more world title runs. I feel like WWE sort of like missed their chance with him to make him like as equal to the Undertaker. Of course, Undertaker and Kane are not real brothers, but the storyline is that they are brothers. Even though they're not actually brothers, they do kind of look alike. They both have like the big nose, especially when Kane had like the goatee. They kind of look like brothers, which is kind of weird, but they're not actually brothers. Of course, we have the streak. I only have the 20-0. Of course, the streak is now over. I don't have the updated version of this, but I do have other Undertaker matches on my other DVDs, so I never really got around to getting it. And we have the Undertaker The Last Ride documentary. In my opinion, this is like one of the best documentaries in recent history. Pretty cool. The Undertaker was actually kind of smart. Like, he stayed in character for like so long, and now he's like breaking character. He was kind of like smart on how he did that. Of course, this documentary I think is kind of famous because this is where Undertaker basically retired. I feel like this is kind of like the perfect way for Undertaker to end his career. I'm not really disappointed that he didn't have like one more match. I mean, his match, he was kind of getting old, and you could kind of see it in his matches, his newer matches, that he was like struggling. And I think this is like a good way. This like was a unique way to retire, to announce his retirement. And they made like, I feel like this documentary is like part of like the WWE lore because he announced his retirement. And I think that's kind of cool. And yeah. And that is my WWE documentary DVD collections.